I'm going to get you ship ready for your Virgin Voyages cruise. All right, so my first tip, go ahead and download the Virgin Voyages app. It's really important to get this done quickly and sign up with everything with all your paperwork for your cruise, because once you do that, 45 days before you're sailing, you can go ahead and book dining. Dining books up really quick, very popular. They don't have a main dining room like on other cruise ships, so you get to pick all these different specialty restaurants that are included. Now, if you miss the window, I've got tips still in this video on what to do. So watch till the end. I'll get to those other tips as well. So again, Virgin Voyages app, download it quickly. Now, the other important reason to get the Virgin Voyages app and sign up, do all your paperwork really quick, is because you can pick a boarding time for the port. So you can't pick your boarding time until everything's filled out, and then it'll let you go on in and pick a boarding time from the available slots. So if you're doing this late in the game, you're going to get like a 2 o'clock or a 3 o'clock or a later afternoon boarding time. Unlike other cruise lines, like if you've been on a lot of other cruises, you can show up, you can hang out. Virgin Voyages, they're not going to let you show up early. You can get there about 30 minutes early. The reason they're not letting people go early is the terminal is pretty small where you check in. So they're going to have you queue in a line outside of the terminal. Now, it is covered, but it's in, like I went to Miami is where I usually go out of. So at least for the Miami port, which is their main port here in the States, everything is outside, covered. They're going to have you queue in these different lines by 30-minute time slots. And then they're going to let you in to register, because the registration area on that terminal for Virgin Voyages is pretty small. But once you register, so that's why they have everybody outside and they don't let people come early. But once you register, there's a nice lounge and everything upstairs, and then you go ahead and board. So again, sign up for the app, pick your boarding time, show up 30 minutes early at the most, because they're not going to let you in, queue outside, and you're ready to go. Okay, so insider tip if you do a last minute cruise, because sometimes, you know, it's 30 days before. I've actually gone like 1 day before. So if a last minute cruise comes up, then all your dining is pretty much gone. So what you do, you want to try to get an early boarding time. You want to go on the ship and you want to go to the guest services desk. They'll let you know where it's at on the ship, and then go ahead. And down there, they'll have dining times. There's a desk where you can go ahead and pick dining. Now, they don't book all the dining in the app beforehand. So they leave some available for people that are doing last-minute cruises. So go to the dining desk and see what's available, and they'll go ahead and pick some restaurants. You can go ahead and choose. So you can get at least some dining reservations. Now, you can also walk in at some of the restaurants, but some of them are really difficult. Like we went a couple different ones. We tried to get in earlier than our dining time. They would put our name on a wait list. You know, this is like 2 or 3 hours before our dining time, and we still wouldn't come up on the wait list. You know, where they're going to call you or text you to say, "Hey, we got an earlier spot." So they're all pretty well booked. Most people show up. There are some restaurants, Gumbay, which is like a Korean barbecue, family style, tables in there, seat up to 8. So it's, if you're, you know, couples, you might have a couple other couples with you. So that one I have walked in as a single or as a couple before without reservations or early. And it's pretty easy to get in because it's all mixed tables. Some tables, they might only have 6 that show up. So, you know, if you show up with a party of 2, it's pretty easy to walk in. Other popular ones like the steak restaurant, like the Wave, a little more difficult to just walk in. Another first-timer tip that you might not know about. So they have brunch. When's the last time you had brunch? It's been a long time since I've had brunch. So I didn't realize they had brunch on Virgin Voyages until this last cruise I was on. Actually, I did realize. I booked the Wave for brunch, and we went to Razzle Dazzle for brunch. So it's like a breakfast lunch. That's why it's called brunch, right? The Razzle Dazzle. So Razzle Dazzle is known for kind of like healthy eating, vegan style cuisine, but it has other things on the menu. Amazing. And I'm not at all vegan. And they have bacon. Oh my God. The bacon at Razzle Dazzle is the best thing I've had in forever. I'm still thinking about that bacon. I had a really weird drink. Oh, I had at like 9 a.m. I had to try it. I had to try it for you. So I had a really weird drink with alcohol at like 9 or 10 a.m. That I'll go ahead and show you in the video as well. So if you're interested in something strange and you want to kick off your morning with kind of like a margarita, that's available at Razzle Dazzle for brunch as well. That is not included, but it is pretty interesting. Okay, another very important thing to do on Virgin Voyages. If you're used to other cruise lines, again, it's related to the app. The app is not great. It's 2025. They're coming out with a new version of the app. I'll see if I can get a beta version of it so we can go ahead and test it out. The existing app, oh my gosh. All right, not easy to use. Connectivity, not great. So if you have a VPN, which is like a private network installed on your phone, you got to turn it off because it will not work. It will not connect at all. You'll have zero internet. So you got to turn that off. Anyways, but fitness classes and the shows, as soon as you get on board, open the app, start going day by day, and find the fitness classes you want to take because they're included. One of the only cruise lines where fitness classes are included. So there's a bungee class, and I think it only holds like 6 people. So it books up super quick. I've never been able to get into I don't think I would want to get into the bungee class. I can't imagine. Yeah. So yeah, the bungee class, almost impossible to get into. But anyways, the fitness classes book up very fast. So go into your app as soon as you get onto Virgin Voyages. Go day by day, look at the fitness classes, and look at the shows. Some of the shows now are just first come, first serve. So just get there early. I try to get to the shows like 30 minutes early. They've changed it where some of them don't require reservations anymore. And then some of them require a reservation. So go ahead and look for it and just book them, whichever ones you see. Try to be mindful of your dining times so you're not trying to book things when you're eating. So, book them early or book them late. If you don't get any, I always go back and look later because sometimes later on that first day or other days, they open up. So always check, see if anything's opened up. The other thing is I always like to show up 30 minutes early if I don't have a booking. And then you just wait. There's a line, and I've always gotten in. As long as you're there kind of in the middle, front to middle of the line. So yeah, make sure you book your shows. Make sure you book your fitness classes. The spa you can also book. It'll book up. It just depends. So like port days, probably availability. Ship days where you're not going into port can probably book up quick. So if you want a spa treatment, I'd go ahead and try to book those too. Okay, another insider tip, a little selfish plug. Use a travel agent. So we have Pixies at Pixie Vacations. We can help you book all your Virgin Voyages trips. We've been on them. We know the staff. We know the management. We can give you inside tips. And there's no extra cost. It's 100% included in the vacation price already. There's nothing rolled in. There's 24,000. I was on a ship this last December. 24,000 agents is what they were telling us when I talked to the sales team that book Virgin Voyages. We are in the top 100. So we do a lot of Virgin Voyages. We love the cruise line. We always have all the latest deals, all the latest specials. Can tell you about drink packages. There's a rumor that drink packages are actually coming. So by the time this video comes out, they're testing some drink packages. There's bar tabs, which is another thing which we'll get into. There's a way to stack some certain deals together. So at certain times of the year, there's different deals. There's bar credits, and then there's shipboard credits. So there's different types of credits that you can sometimes get with different deals. So we can go through all that, let you know what the latest deals are, make sure we book something that's perfect for you. No kids. I didn't say that already. It's adults only for Virgin Voyages. So yeah, just go to pixievacations.com or go to the video. In the video, into the description, I'll leave links to all the latest deals and how to work with one of us one-on-one or book directly on the website. I'll put a link into those deals too in the description of the video. First time Virgin Voyages, or second or third, if you've been on or just going on, the first thing I like to do, well, there's a sail away party. Make sure you go to the sail away party. It's not like other sail away parties. Free champagne on the sail away party. I don't know how long that's going to last because no one else does that, and they're walking around with trays of champagne. But as of now, still, 2025, they're giving away free champagne at the sail away party, which is pretty amazing. I mean, no one else is doing that. So my first tip is just explore the ship. Pretty obvious, pretty easy. I still like to walk around, get a lay of the land. They have 3 ships. They have the 4th one coming out later, 2025. Very similar layouts, just different venue names, slightly different venues. So once you get a lay of the land, it's good to kind of figure out where everything is. It's a really nice ship, smaller ship, which I like, and adults only, so there's not little kids running around. So go ahead, get a lay of the land. When you first get on, do the ship sail away party, and then just kind of walk around the decks and see where everything's at. If you're as old as dirt like me, you're thinking, Virgin Voyages, this is not for me. And I have other videos on, am I too old? Is it a bunch of 20-year-old kids running around? Now, years ago, I was at a Starbucks with Virgin Voyages sales team, and they had a laptop, and they were like, we're going to start this cruise line called Virgin Voyages. And all they had was like a PowerPoint presentation. And it was pretty interesting. This was before the pandemic, before COVID. And I was like, man, they're going to lose a lot of money. Because who's going to go? It was the ideas, because they were trying to do things that were totally new in the cruise industry, totally disrupt the cruise industry. And then literally I was supposed to be on the first sailing, and I was going out of New York, and 2 weeks beforehand, COVID came to the United States and everything shut down. So they got into the industry right at the wrong time. So for about 2 years, nothing happened. And then everything passed, cruising became popular, and I finally went on one, and it was absolutely amazing. It is like one of the best cruise lines I have ever been on. And I've been on a lot of cruise lines. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't even, the entertainment is amazing. The food is some of the best food I've had on any cruise line. The people that you meet, it doesn't matter. I've met people on there that are 90 years old and 18 years old. So my daughter we got her one when she was 18, because that's the legal age to go on. So her and her boyfriend went on a cruise. I think it was for her 18th birthday. So they went, and then we've been on there. The people on that ship, all types of people, amazing, fun people. So if that's your thing, a lot of really cool people. So yeah, I don't think there's an age limit. It's open to anybody, any age limit, who just wants to go and have a great time. Like when I looked around, and you'll see in some of my other videos, and I think I've commented, and if you look at the people, it looks like people on any ship. So Carnival Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, but no kids. So it's adults only. But yeah, I think it's of any age limit. If you have, if you've been on one, go ahead and leave some comments on what you thought about it. But I absolutely love it. Can't wait to go again. What to bring? What do you bring when you go on Virgin Voyages? What to pack if you haven't been before? There's a couple things that you need to make sure you bring. The first is something red. So on other ships, they have formal nights, or they have pirate night, or they have toga nights, or all white parties, or whatever the party is. So on here, it's Scarlet Night. So everybody wears red. Now, my first time, I just put on a red polo. It was easy. So if you're a guy, red polo shirt, you don't want to get into it too much, you're good to go. Red polo shirt. And then once I got a little more into it, you can get some glasses, or you can get like a sport coat that's red. So a lot of cool things. So make sure you bring something red for Scarlet Night, because everybody's going to be dressed up. If you're like, oh, I don't want to wear red, I don't want to stand out, you will stand out if you're not wearing red. So just wear red. There's all kinds of little events all over the ship. There's a big party about 10:30 at night on the pool deck. Dancers, DJ, drinks, music, entertainment. The Manor, which is the nightclub, probably goes till 2 a.m., maybe even later. So there's a big event going on in there. And there's little acts and fun little things all over the ship. So make sure you bring something red. There's a PJ party, pajama party. It is outside on the back deck. So if it's colder, it's winter time, so just be aware. You don't have to go to the PJ party or dress up because it's kind of its own little area. So it's not like if you're not wearing pajamas, everyone's going to go like, why are you not in pajamas? So if you want to participate in that, make sure you have some pajamas for that event. So the other thing that is not required, but I strongly encourage. So if you're going out of a U.S. port and returning to a U.S. port, then you can get on with a birth certificate and not a passport. But I would get a passport. I know this is just in general for any cruise. If you get sick and you get left at a port, or you get injured, or your taxi is late from an excursion that you booked on your own, getting back to the ship, and the ship leaves, or whatever. So if for some reason, if you get stuck in any other port and you don't have a passport, it's a little bit more of a pain to try to get back to the United States because you don't have a passport. So if you can, I would get a passport if you still have time before your ship vacation leaves, and just peace of mind. So when you're traveling, it's much easier. And then make copies of it. Just make some color copies, put them in different places, one in your suitcase, one in your carry-on. So then you've got a couple copies of your passport in case you need it. So just like other cruise lines, Virgin Voyages has a beach club. So other cruise lines might have a private island. Virgin Voyages has Bimini Beach Club. So when I went out of Miami, we went over to Key West, or down to Key West. And then if you actually look on a map, Bimini Beach Club is directly across from the port of Miami. So if it's chilly in Miami, it's going to be a little, like if you go during the winter, it'll be a little chilly at Bimini Beach Club. It'll actually be warmer in Old Key West. It'll be warmer in Key West than it is at Bimini Beach Club. I was there in December, right around Christmas time, but it was still like in the 70s. So it was really nice. And the water's a little chilly, so just heads up, in the pool as well as the ocean. But Bimini Beach Club, their own little beach club that they rent. They do it all up for Virgin Voyages. It's not that I've ever been to a Miami beach party. But it is what I would consider a Miami beach party to be, which is actually extra money if you go on like Royal Caribbean and you want to go to like the adult section to their beach club for Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So that is actually extra per person. This is all included already as part of the thing. So there's two different vibes for Bimini Beach Club. If you go early in the morning, it's kind of a yoga, relaxation, walk on the beach, exercise, lower key vibe. If you go around noon, and then about 2 o'clock, the DJ starts. And that's where it turns into more of a party vibe, which is a lot of fun. So if you camp out by the pool, over by the DJ, they have dancers, music. They put all the little pool toys in the pool. You've probably seen the photos with like the unicorns and the beach balls and all the crazy. So that starts in the afternoon. So 2 different vibes depending on when you go. So if you're only going to go for a little bit of time and you want to go in the morning and then come back, or you want to go to the beach party in the afternoon, or you can hang out all day. Lots of lounge chairs by the beach. A lot of lounge chairs by the pools, but those book up pretty quick. There's people on those. So I've usually, if I get there later in the day, I usually hang out in the pool or just kind of at the side of the pool if I'm over by the pool party. But there's tons of lounge chairs over down by the beach as well. Great drink options. So you can get the same drinks you can on the ship, a bunch of different bars. Really good made to order food. So you go up, you order, they put it all together for you, give you a tray, lots of little seating areas. So a really nice setup, Bimini Beach Club. There's a free shuttle. As soon as you get off the ship, it's right there. You can't miss it. It takes you to a stop, which is kind of a shopping area, marina, rent golf cart area. It only is there for about 1 or 2 minutes. Then it takes you right to Bimini Beach Club. So you can't miss it. You get off, it's right there. So yeah, Bimini Beach Club must do for your Virgin Voyages cruise. I have a bonus. You made it to the end of the video, so you have to get a Virgin Voyages bonus. Little known thing. If you love karaoke, if you haven't explored the ship, even if you have explored the ship, it's hard to find. There's a little private karaoke section. So you walk in, it's like tucked away. You walk in, there's a desk where they used to have somebody to take karaoke times, but now they realized, hey, all we got to do is put a clipboard down with all the time slots. So there's a clipboard in there on the desk. You just write down which room. There's a bunch of different karaoke rooms and the time, and you can go ahead and book a room. The karaoke rooms are really cool. So you've got a TV, microphones, all the karaoke things set up. They're pretty soundproof. Like I've been in there when people have been using them and you can't really hear them. So you can have your own little karaoke party in these karaoke rooms. Not a karaoke person. But if you are, it's pretty interesting. It's a little fun thing to do. So bonus, go ahead and book one of the karaoke rooms. Give it a try, especially like on a ship day. So when you're there, you want to go ahead and let off some karaoke steam. Another thing that's amazing on Virgin Voyages. Like, all right, so I've been on other cruise lines, and you're just hungry, you want something quick, and they have like a pizza place, and these places are just cranking out pizza that's like not the greatest pizza, but they're just cranking it out by the slice. Here, it is like amazing Italian, like that crust that's all crispy and perfectly, it's just so good, and all kinds of amazing toppings. And they make it to order. So it does take like maybe 10 minutes. And they give you a whole pizza, not a slice. They give you a whole nice, I don't know, like back in the day, Pizza Hut I'll take a personal pan pizza, whatever that size was, right? So you get a nice size pizza. You can eat it there. You can take it back to your room. They give you a box. Like the other places, they just give you a little plate. They give you a pizza box if you want, so you can take it with you. So they're open till 2 a.m., So 2 a.m., you can go ahead and get a pizza. This is off the main lobby. Really good. And the staff in there, phenomenal. Like the nicest people I've ever met. Super great. Right next to the pizza place is the ice cream. Some of these other places, some of the other cruise lines, soft serve outside somewhere, only open occasionally, hard to figure out when it's open. This one has gelato. In other cruise lines, you might have gelato, but it's extra, all included. Now, sometimes they have a flavor of the day. So if there's a flavor, you're like, oh, that's interesting. Go ahead and try it because sometimes it's a flavor of the day. But then they have a regular selection of gelato. So those are really great options. One more thing, if you go to the galley, which is kind of their buffet, but it's all made to order, fresh food. It's not like just sitting out. So they have bento boxes. They have these little plastic boxes. When you first walk in, they have them off to the side. They'll have salads, they'll have salad dressing, they'll have sushis, all kinds of little options, all in these little boxes. And it has the date and the time that they were made on them. And they're all like made almost minutes ago. So if you want to take some back to the room, you want to take some poolside, whatever, you want some for later in the evening when you're in your room, you just grab them and go. Super easy, super convenient, lots of really good healthy options. Leave a comment if you're going to go. Let me know when you're going to go. If you need any help, go ahead and leave a comment or go to the links in the description. Happy to help you. Have a whole team of people that love Virgin Voyages, go on Virgin Voyages with us all the time. They can go ahead and get you the best deals. No cost. Again, it's all included. So there's no extra fee. So go ahead and leave a comment. If you have questions, I come back to these videos all the time. I try to answer as many questions as I can. Have an amazing cruise. We'll see you out there.